Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Adrielle, and I'm currently narrating a story of my life dating back from January 2016. In the previous episode, I wrapped up the month of May, and I also talked about things I forgot to mention as well. In this episode, I am going to talk about the month of June 2021. So here it goes. It is June 2021, y'all. The month that marked 3 years since I knew about Brandon. It was kind of a bittersweet feeling because it marked 3 years that I knew about Brandon, which was great, but at the same time, he got back with Caitlin and he was no longer in Atlanta. So I'm just like, I don't know how to feel. I'm kind of feeling a little bit sad. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, it's 3 years, 3 years of me being obedient to God when it came to this whole marriage journey. So what I did was that, y'all, I decided to celebrate. I decided to celebrate. I got food from Outback Steakhouse and I got cakes, cupcakes. And I was like, I'm just gonna celebrate June 7th. Oh my goodness. Looking back right now, looking back at that moment, it was funny. But I will say when it got to 2022 and 2023, when I looked back at that moment, I felt like I was so silly for doing that. But I did it and I'm saying, you know what? I'm just gonna celebrate. I'm gonna celebrate God's goodness. God had ministered to me that Brandon is my spouse and it's gonna happen, whether the devil likes it or not. So it's June 14th, right? June 14th. I was in my room. I was in my room and I remember I feel like I just had the thought of the whole rental assistance. Now, I talked about that in the month of April and February about the rental assistance and how I actually did qualify for it, but they did put it on pause because they had a cyber attack on their system. So I think, actually, no, I didn't check it. What ended up happening was I was on Google and it popped up on my Google feed that the program was up and running. Yes, so the program was up and running. I clicked on it, and the article was talking about how the program is up and running again and that there was a deadline. So back in February, the deadline to apply was sometime in, I think, early March. But because of the cyber attack, they had to put everything on hold. And since they brought the program back, they extended the deadline for the application. I believe it was June 21st. Yes, I believe it was June 21st. So once I saw that, I'm like, okay, I am going to apply for this rental assistance program. Um, the program was going to cover my rent for 18 months. Yeah. So for me, I thought that that was a very good program for me, given the fact that the PUA was ending June 30th, and I can give, I can kind of like bring some relief to my mom, so she don't have to like pay for my rent. So I told myself, okay, Adriel, just know that before the 21st, you have to apply for this rentals assistance program. June 18th. June 18th, I get an email. I get an email from London's newsletter, and they had this why is my brain freezing? The email was about a webinar for data science and job opportunities and stuff like that. So at this point, I'm kind of low key being discouraged when it came to London because I'm like, yo, I'm applying to so many jobs at London. I'm getting denied. But it seemed like London just kept on popping up every time. So I said, okay, I'm going to attend this webinar. The webinar was going to be July 14th, the next month. So I said, you know what, I'm a register. I don't know what can come out of it, maybe something good. I'm going to register. And that is exactly what I did. June 21st, I applied for the rentals assistant program. And so, yeah, I did that. And I was like, okay, this is one step closer to being in a better financial situation as far as my apartment is concerned. June 20 was Father's Day. So now this is where I'm going to wrap up the episode. June 20 was Father's Day. So let me revert back to May. When I had the conversation with Ruth May 2021, and she insisted that, me, her, and Ruth should have a sit down, I said, okay. Even though in the beginning I didn't want to have the sit down, I eventually agreed to the sit down. I remember messaging Ruth probably beginning of June about us meeting up in my apartment. I didn't tell her the reason why we were meeting up, but I'm like, hey, could we meet up June 20th? So on June 20th, I'm at my apartment. Um, Esther comes into my apartment as well. We agreed to meet up by 5 p.m., and I'm going to stop the episode right there. Next episode, I am going to talk about this meetup, what happened, what was discussed, and yeah. So if you are liking an unlikely story, please like, comment, subscribe, share my video, and also please click the notification bell. And until next time, y'all. Bye.